Now, September is the perfect time for retro lovers to start stocking their wardrobes with one-of-a-kind vintage dresses, t-shirts, jeans, shorts, and of course boho accessories. But as a first-time vintage buyer, what exactly are the do's and don'ts when purchasing your retro treasures? Well, luckily, Vintage Experience, or the Vintage Experience, is happening this weekend, and Tarryn Sessions joins us this morning to talk about it and kind of give us a bit of an educational point of view on what to look out for, what to do. Thank you so much for being here for our vintage session. Sessions. So how do you go about shopping vintage without looking like you've just raided your grandmother's wardrobe? What are those kind of things that you need to look out for in terms of vintage clothing?
Well, first of all, there's nothing wrong with raiding your grandmother's wardrobe. I'm sure you'll probably find some gems in there, with permission, yes. But you want to make sure that you're styling it in a way that is bringing it into the modern era. So you want to look out for classic pieces, or even items that are coming back into fashion, because fashion is so cyclical, and they're constantly reinterpreting and reinventing past trends. When you're shopping vintage, I'd say probably the main things to look out for are quality. For instance, if you're buying a shirt, you want to just check that everything's in place. So you want to make sure it's got all of its buttons. If you don't really like the buttons, you can replace them with something else. If it's missing a button, you just need to check inside. You'll often find they've given you a little spare. And the first thing I do when I buy a blouse is I cut out the shoulder pads, because you will often find those in 80s blouses, and hopefully that's never going to come back into
I was about to say, but those are still cool, you know.
Well, if you want to look like a linebacker, maybe. Something else that you can do, if you buy, for instance, a long dress, and it's like an awkward sort of mid-calf length or ankle length like this one was, you can just take it to a tailor, get it shortened, or if you have sewing skills, you can do it yourself.
Add your own little touch to it.
Absolutely. If you're buying a white item, like a white shirt, you want to look out for nice details. You see, got this interesting collar here. But you also want to check that it doesn't have any marks. You want to hold it up to the light, look for discoloration, particularly in the armpit region. Make sure there's no yellowing.
What do you think are some of the benefits of buying vintage clothing?
Well, and first of all, you can find unique pieces that nobody else will have. So you're not, rocking up at the party in the same dress that 10 other people are wearing. When you shop vintage, for instance, at our Vintage Shopping Expo, we have a lot of market traders as opposed to vintage shops that come and set up. So you can get a lot of bargains, and it's actually a lot cheaper than buying from, for example, a chain store. And it's also sustainable. You are essentially recycling something, you are giving something a new home, and it's not just ending up in a landfill.
But you're also trying to kind of give it your own twist, something modern, contemporary. So how would you suggest that we style vintage pieces in a contemporary kind of way?
Well, I think it's all about balance. So, for instance, if you are wearing a high-waisted jeans, like a mom jeans, you maybe want to pair it with a crop top. Or if you've got a really statement piece, a bright pattern, a bright colour, you want to style it with some neutrals and just kind of make that the focus of the outfit.
What do you think are some of the must-haves when it comes to vintage clothing?
Well, for this season, I'd say denim's always a big one. So the denim dungaree in particular is coming back in. Exactly. You get short ones, long ones. So it's a good transitional item. You can wear it in spring, autumn, style it with a T-shirt. Another item I'd say that's coming back in is the slip dress. We've had the 90s revival, and it was mostly about crop tops and chokers, and now the slip dress is getting its moment in the limelight. Spaghetti straps. So many ways you can style it. You can go for the grunge look here, like Gigi Hadid is wearing, or you can put a T-shirt under it for something more funky and casual, 90s style.
All right, loving it, loving it. So all of the information there for you, and of course, if you are a liker of these kind of things, you can go to the Vintage Experience. Yes,
the Vintage Shopping Expo is the name of our annual event, our larger event. This is actually the last one we're doing, the last big event we're doing. So we have over 30 vintage traders coming to trade, mostly fashion stores, and then we have a full lineup of entertainment the whole day, rock and roll, can, burlesque dancing, lots of great live acts.
So an opportunity for you to kind of live in a moment of yesteryear, if you will.
Absolutely.
So if you want to do that, go to the German Club on Rodehoek Terrace in Gardens. That's on the 3rd of September, starting off at 10 o'clock in the morning, and tickets are ranging between 50 and 85 Rand. Tarryn, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope that the team got some hints on vintage clothing. Did you guys?